Cancer.
Cancer.
The highest cancer rate.
Iowa is becoming like this nationally known state for cancer rates.
These aren't just statistics. They're Iowans whose lives have been cut short.
Where do you think this is all heading?
For me, death.
What I see is a complete lack of response from the state government.
A bill to protect all of these foreign pesticide companies.
For failing to warn Iowa residents of health risks like cancer.
For farmers who do get sick, why would we stop farmers from being able to have their day in court?
Art Cullen here in downtown Rochester, Minnesota, standing at the Mayo Clinic campus where I've just completed a prostate cancer procedure that removed a tumor by freezing it out. And they freeze out the tumor using a very small needle. And this therapy is just not available in rural communities. Fortunately, they got all the cancer, they think. And so I'll just have another checkup in 3 and 6 months. So I'm feeling good, got the catheter out, feeling better.
Well, it's good to see you guys. This is my brother Bill Cullen. We're in Dubuque, Iowa. This is Bill Toohey. Both Bill Cullen and Bill Toohey met in Storm Lake, Iowa at St. Mary's School, and now they both end up back in Dubuque as social workers. And so it's just funny, and they're both named Bill.
Yeah.
And they both have prostate cancer, as do I. And Bill, maybe you could Bill Toohey, maybe you could tell us about your story.
Surgery. I started with surgery. A full 35 days of radiation.
Surgery meaning they take out the prostate?
My prostate.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And that was 11 years ago?
That was 11 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I had surgery again because they thought maybe they'd missed something. And so I went in and had another one. Radiation. Then I went on IV chemo, which was brutal. And I was on that for, I don't know, every 6 weeks or so for quite a while. And now I'm getting shots. I get shots in my abdomen. That's Lupron.
So that suppresses your testosterone.
Suppresses testosterone, yes.
And testosterone drives prostate cancer.
Yes, it's a food for prostate cancer.
I'm a poster boy, I think, for having health insurance, health coverage, and for annual monitoring of PSA levels by screening and early detection of cancer in my prostate. In May of 2022, I received the minor surgery with the urologist, and that prepared me for the radiation treatment. That was 22 sessions over a 5-week period.
Yeah. It just so happens that John, Bill, Jim, and Art Cullen, that's me, all have had prostate cancer within a relatively short time span, led by John, I guess. He was the oldest among us. And then our sister Ann, who's just older than John, had a rare form of breast cancer. And doctors, oncologists have said, you know, that's really something, that all of you have had cancer.
Right, I was up at the Mayo Clinic for some other work. So they did a genetic test on me, and it showed that there wasn't any specific genetic mutation or anything in the DNA that
would indicate a genetic predisposition, you mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But they thought maybe the environment, they thought.
We were all raised in rural northwest Iowa around crops and livestock and chemicals. Yeah. Some of us left the area and moved to urban centers.
When we were kids, I can remember the mosquito truck driving.
DDT truck?
Spraying for mosquitoes up and down the alley, and we'd go out in the backyard and watch it.
And on the farm especially, I mean, I was drenched in herbicides, pesticides. I used to fill a tank, had a little opening, just a very small opening. So Dad didn't want it overflowing. So I'd stick my head over it, and all the foam from the outside would come in your face, in your mouth. I can still smell it to this day.
Did it scare you when you were diagnosed with cancer?
It
Scared the hell out of
scared
me.
the hell out of me too. My world stopped there for a day or two
Right.
until I started talking to people. Several friends of mine have had it and had drastic surgery. And,
One of our friends just died from it, Joe Shaler.
yeah. So yeah, anytime that they say the C word, it scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Your PSA is less than 0.1, so negative. The testosterone is essentially negative, less than 3. And then the other way we test testosterone is negative as well. So
So it should be holding that cancer in abeyance, right? Okay.
the other thing, we would think with prostate cancer and where it would spread to next, it spread to the spine. Okay. So if you ever have back pain, you're here. Okay. Midline back pain, you come in right away. Okay. But the CT scan that Dr. Nanette Reed did on you last time, they actually did a CT of your spine as well. And they didn't see anything.
Clean.
Yeah. So.
And Dr. Ushio had told me that, because I was getting nervous Nelly, and he said, would you just please calm down? You're having...
All of those are clear signs that
Okay.
what was there is fairly limited to the prostate.
Yeah.
We've kicked off the instigators, which is testosterone.
Yeah. We're here with Dr. Sabrina Martinez, a family practice doctor in Storm Lake, Iowa. She can explain maybe a little bit about why Iowa has such a high cancer rate. But it seems to me the fact that we don't know says a hell of a lot about Iowa.
Right. What are we not studying?
Right.
This would be a prime place to study these things. And the governor gave $1 million, which basically funds nothing, to the University of Iowa for researching the causes of our cancer rates. $1 million.
And then NIH cut off funding to the University of Iowa.
Correct. So where does that leave them with $1 million? And unfortunately, with the government, the federal government, basically halting all of this good research that was studying these things in an effort to save a dime. Cancer's progressed, and science could have been progressing alongside that, and it's just not going to. It's too bad.
Where do you think this is all heading?
For me, death. That's what I would have to say. I don't think there's any way I'm going to get out of this. You're going to have to look at it positively. Just don't think about it much. And hope for the best. Yeah.
Do you think we can approach this issue honestly?
Depends on what the cause of this is and why so many people in Iowa have cancer. And who's gonna look into that? Are they really looking into it?
We're not epidemiologists. We don't know the answer. But I think it says something about the state of Iowa that we don't know the answer. The College of Public Health did a lot of research on children growing up near livestock operations.
Right.
And what are we finding?
Originally, what we found was we were getting respiratory disease among farmers who were working in these CAFOs, concentrated animal feeding operations, and we were able to relate the pollution from animal confinement units to childhood asthma. We weren't the only one. One of the research findings in the successful lawsuit in North Carolina, they were able to find a protein in swine manure that is specific to swine, culture it on swing sets, the screens, the houses, even in the houses within a mile of the Smithfield hog confinements. Latency for lung cancer from smoking is said to be 20 to 30 years. Cancer associated with these fine particulates, PM2.5, is 10 to 20 years. Interestingly, we saw the CAFOs came in a big way in the 1960s. And we saw a rise in lung cancer among men and women from 1975 to about 1990. Now, among women, we have seen a continuation of lung cancer and breast cancer come up
and now it's just leveling off.
There's modifiable risk factors and there's non-modifiable risk factors for cancer. Non-modifiable risk factors, that's like your age, your genetics. Modifiable risk factors, smoking,
drinking,
alcohol, obesity, and physical activity. We smoke a lot, we drink a lot, we don't move our bodies as much, and some of that's from kind of like the built environment, right? That's, limiting in some of these communities in Iowa. And our diet's not great. We,
meat and
have
potatoes and
a lot of red meat, and we know that increases rates of cancer.
colon cancer.
And that's not a popular statement
right.
to be said in this town. So,
right.
And then, the big elephant in the room that, even the governor whose husband is dealing with his own cancer diagnosis, she's either ignoring or just turning an eye to is the environmental factors.
Yes.
We have a heck of a lot more polluted waters than other states do, or polluted air. So, for instance, all the dust that's kicked up with our farming techniques, just throwing your grain into silos and all of the dust that kicks up from that, having platinum crush out there and all of the dust that comes from that.
That's a soybean crushing facility,
Those are tiny, tiny particles. And while I don't smoke and I've never smoked, those tiny particles are getting into my lungs just the same way as a cigarette smoke would. So I'm not saying that they're exactly the same thing, but tiny particles are tiny particles.
And then there's tiny particles of hydrogen sulfide from hog shit and ammoniums.
Right.
All that good stuff.
All that good stuff.
We have not analyzed the science and the data sufficiently to come to a conclusion about why Iowa leads the nation in cancer. And that says something about the fact that we've been ignoring it, I think, because we all silently think the same thing, but we can't give it voice because it could mean implicating our bread and butter. And we don't want to do that. Agriculture is sacred in Iowa, and we can't call it into question. If we have among the highest prostate cancer and breast cancer rates in Northwest Iowa as anywhere in North America, and if we have the densest concentration of livestock in North America, hogs, chickens, and cattle, dairy, then is there a correlation? It would sure seem like it. But again, I'm not making that claim. I'm just asking the question, and I think everybody in Iowa is, whether they give it voice or not. The Iowa Farmers Union held a series of hearings around the state to see what people said about cancer in Iowa. So we're going to pull into the farm here near Alamon, Iowa, of Iowa Farmers Union President Aaron Lehman to see what he heard at these series of hearings.
We wanted people to be able to open up and tell their story.
Right.
And we didn't come in with an agenda saying that this needs to be talked about or we want to focus on this area of the issue. We want people to open up.
Right.
And people did. They talked about all sorts of aspects of what it means to their family, what their community is doing about it, what the state is doing about what the state isn't doing about it. And really had some very frank conversations. Yes, we talked about farming and glyphosate and what that all means too. People asked us, well, what is the Farmers Union position on this? What are we doing about it? Are we for farmers who do get sick? Are they still going to be able to get their day in court, or is that going to be taken away?
Right. Well, because chemical companies were pursuing legislation in the Iowa legislature that would grant them immunity basically from labeling warnings. Right. And now they're pursuing that legislation at the federal level because they keep losing at the state level.
Well, they do. I mean, we've had big battles here in the state of Iowa. We had some public officials there. We had farmers there. We had people who had just had a relative who had gone through something. And we had a Republican legislator there and a Democrat legislator there, and they were able to talk about it without having
Megan Jones at that
Megan Jones.
Yeah, okay. Dr. Srinivas got together with this legislator named Megan Jones, and they agree that chemical companies shouldn't be able to waive the rights of farmers
That's right.
to be informed.
That's right. Sure.
Do you think, after the hearings that you heard, do you see a link between agriculture and cancer?
Well, I think there are. Now, what is that link exactly? Well, that takes a lot of work.
Right.
And so when a farmer does prove the link between their exposure and the cancer they might have gotten, why shouldn't they be able to put all those cards on the table?
Right.
And there's enough to say we need to figure out more about what's happening. Yes, farmers need safe and effective herbicides. Our farmers are depending upon that. And yes, we need to do more educating people about the right way to use these chemicals and the do's and don'ts of it. We need our chemical companies to make them more safe and more effective. But in the meantime, why would we stop farmers from being able to have their day in court?
Right. One of the most difficult things for me, because I didn't know at first, I didn't really know what the state of my prostate cancer was, and so I was scared shitless. And it just puts you in touch with your mortality.
Yeah, it did me too, very much so. I think about it a lot, and it brings me to reaccessing life. I went to the dentist here not too long ago.
Yeah.
And he had all kinds of stuff he was recommending, and I said, I've got prostate cancer. I'm not going to be around that long. Let's not do anything beyond, say, a 5-year plan. So I guess that's one of the advantages of prostate cancer. You don't have to, you're not going to be around forever.
Yeah.
So your whole attitude toward medicine changes from cure to quality of life.
To cope, yeah.
Yeah.
Cure to cope.
Yeah, right, exactly. And it's really, it really changes you.
I think so.
Yeah.
We're out here in Providence Township where Bill Toohey grew up. And we're in the Raccoon River Valley where we're busy, hard at work, diluting ourselves and poisoning ourselves for the sake of feeding the world. We have the worst, only growing cancer rate in the United States. And it's time that we demanded this of our government. Some honesty, some accountability, some transparency, and change the way that we're living.
I had a little heart attack a little while back, and now I think I'm having number 2. So I'm here in the car, heading to the ER like you do. I gotta fix it, but I don't know how. Only living like my heart will allow. All I really know is I don't need this shit right now. I just got 2 payments left on my last heart attack. Then I can fly away, just not today. Gotta finish what you start. Got pain in my heart. Keep trying to keep it together, but it keeps on coming apart. Keep trying to keep it together, but it keeps on coming apart. Keep